First, the Centrelink whistleblower lifting the lid on robodebt. Tonight, this former staff member gives us an insight into what it was like from the inside as the Royal Commission into the controversial scheme gets underway.
I still cry every day, to be honest.
I would cry maybe 2 or 3 times a week because I just felt like I was a monster.
Kath Madgwick paid a terrible price for the previous government's attempt at recovering Centrelink debts. Her 22-year-old son Jared was unemployed and battling mental health problems. A day after being rejected for a New Start allowance and then being told he had a $2,000 robo-debt too, he took his own life.
There won't be a day that I don't miss him or want to feel him or hear his laugh or have him give me a big hug.
A Current Affair has reported on Jared's case for the past 3 years, including the phone conversations he had with Centrelink staff.
Hello. I'm in a pretty desperate situation here, and my claim's been rejected after I've waited a month. I've jumped through all the hoops, and I'm just wondering why. I haven't even got an explanation.
When I listened to that call, I can hear quite clearly that my son was vulnerable.
Now a former Centrelink staffer who was taking calls like these has spoken out to A Current Affair about how badly this scheme was implemented.
There was no way that we were equipped for answering calls and stuff like that, especially when people had mental health issues.
The previous government talked tough about its robodebt scheme.
We will find you, we will track you down, and you will have to repay those debts, and you may end up in prison.
It used computer algorithms to match welfare payments with income data from the Australian Taxation Office, but the automated system resulted in thousands of Australians being chased for debts they didn't owe.
It was just calculate these debts as quickly as possible with the least amount of information that you need.
This former call centre worker says she was given no training about how to deal with people suffering mental health issues, which became a daily occurrence as the robodebt letters sparked a wave of fear and panic. Her worst incident involved the reaction of a woman being pursued over a $5,000 debt.
She burst into tears, but it was just this feeling that something wasn't right. After I told her she wasn't acting right.
When the line went dead, a later follow-up call discovered the devastating consequences.
And she said that she was in an ambulance going to hospital. She'd attempted suicide, and I knew that was my fault.
Now a Royal Commission will shine a spotlight on this whole sorry mess, with the first block of public hearings beginning in Brisbane today. This inquiry was ordered by the new Labor government and is sure to create headaches for several former coalition ministers. Included in former Supreme Court Chief Justice Catherine Holmes's remit, determining who was responsible for designing and implementing the scheme. And that isn't just faceless bureaucrats, but potentially their political masters too.
They're working for the Australian people and they're supposed to be looking after them, and what processes they put in must be looked at.
In attendance on day one, Kath Madgwick, along with another grieving mother, Jennifer Miller, whose son Reese also committed suicide after being targeted by a robodebt.
It's been a long haul, and it's been a long time that we've had to fight.
We can't get our sons back, but we can hopefully stop that from happening to somebody else.
They would hear a bombshell development in the opening session. The Department of Social Services had internal legal advice casting serious doubt on the legality of the scheme 5 years before it was shut down.
Running these robodebt programs, and they knew it was illegal, is like twisting the knife in.
They have the top lawyers in Australia, so how could they not know?
And if you or someone you know does need help, there is support available. You can contact Lifeline, the number on your screen now, 13 11 14. That's 13 11 14. Tomorrow morning.